So, willkommen zurück zu weiteren Folge Lost in Random. Wir sind hier in Freetown angekommen und wir schauen hier jetzt mal, was passiert. Wahrscheinlich werden hier auch Kinder versucht einzusammeln. Und vielleicht können wir sie davon aufhalten. Das wäre natürlich zuckerli.
I always knew I was a sixer at heart. I knew! I'll do all sorts of important work for the Queen, while Bernard mops the floor.
Hey! Where is Bernie?
Bernard is gone!
A six-hour child is missing! I repeat!
Okay.
It's Bernie! From back home! Of course we should help him. He'll be eaten alive out here.
Okay, die suchen ihn jetzt. Bernie war aus The One Town am Anfang, den wir kennengelernt haben.
The spider seemed impossible to get into at the moment. Oh, but perhaps Bernie would know how to get to her sister. Even knew...
Come on! We've got to find him!
Oh, yes, yes. Time was of the essence. I was done anyway.
Einfach unterbrochen und der arme Erzähler, ey. Okay. Ja, also müssen wir Bernie suchen. Der kann uns dann wohl helfen, die Spinne zu betreten. So, hier sind die 3 Riesengolems. Roboter.
Freedom was a district tearing itself apart in a three-way civil war. A murdered father. 3 siblings, each suspecting the other of the deed. And a giant battle droid, given to each by the Queen to settle the matter.
Bam. Bam.
I've got a card up my sleeve, in my chest, up my nose, up me... well, everywhere. Let's trade.
It's straight.
Hello. You've made it to Three Town, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Those triplets don't mess around. But then again, that just gives you 3 good reasons to buy some cards, eh?
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. But now we're both here, and that means one thing. Let's trade cards!
But how did you manage to get out of Two Town?
Let me answer that question with a question. Who could possibly dwell on the past when we've got cards in the present? So, let's trade, shall we?
Okay, wir haben 200. Wir können dann jetzt eins noch kaufen. What do we take? I don't know. Den Game Master. Jetzt können wir Defense, Cheat oder Hazard. Hatten wir schon mal viel Defense? Nimm mal Defense. Ich weiß gar nicht, was wir so bisher genommen hatten. Jetzt haben wir eine Healing Bell. Naja, okay, das hatten wir schon so in der Art. Dann die Schilder sind aber nice, weil die nichts kosten. Medium amount of events health. Ah, okay. So.
I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of this bell belonged to my family, don't you know? It still does, I suppose.
Original Dovio the Third. It looks like it's seen better days.
It has. I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are.
I don't really care about nobility.
You're the only one here like that, I assure you. It belonged to the triplets, and before then, it belonged to the Lord our King of Freedom, before his murder. Just so. But I'm a distant relative, far enough to stand outside the daily battles and to not choose a side. You know, I have another distant relative, a cousin of mine, that I haven't heard from in some time. Not since this cursed Civil War started. Last I heard, she was in the Duke's garden, playing nobility, eating cakes, I suppose. If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her, that's all. It's silly, but you never think of the people you care about until they're no longer in your life. And it would do my heart
That's
good
actually
to know
true.
that she knows I do miss her. But it's too dangerous for me to go stumbling around the battlefield. Please excuse me.
Okay. Also einfach nur jemanden finden für ihn. Oh, darunter geht's auch. Na, ich denke mal, wir sollen hier nicht weiter. Just look the other way.
Yes, the war zone was no place for most children. But even suspected she could carve out a place for her there. With her dice by her side.
Okay. Also werden wir da später weiter dürfen. Oh, da haben wir einen Teil zum Abschießen. Ey. Okay, da ist auch ein Gang. Können wir bei der Glocke was machen? I would expect... No. Okay. Ich habe A gedrückt, aber es kam nichts. So.
Fascinating. Greetings.
Was denn so
I'm doing a
fascinating?
survey for the Upper Class Gazette. Do you have a moment?
Sure.
Splendid, splendid. I have only one question. Who do you think started this war, turning our lord, their father's castle, into a battlefield? Surely you know the story of the three siblings.
Let's pretend I
Oh,
don't.
what fun. Yes, let's.
Yeah, what a fun.
Since you're
I tell you.
hearing this for the first time, let me tell you about the three siblings involved. There's the paranoid count up in High Bet Haven to the west. The soft and coddled duke living in Fogwash Garden to the north. And the duty-bound and tough-as-heck baroness living out east on Wildcard Hill. Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed their father and started this bloody civil war?
All of them.
Well, that's the sort of opinion that'll make nobody like you. My word, what an opinion indeed.
So, hast du was zu erzählen? Have you seen any kids?
Why'd you ask, stranger? What's your motivation in all of this?
None of your business.
Perhaps not, perhaps not. Oh, heavens no. That sort of thing wouldn't interest me at all. Good grief. Spying on people. I make a point of not remembering anyone I see in public. Privacy is very important to me, you understand. What with that paranoid count demanding full reports of everything everyone does every day and all.
You won't remember me if they Nanny Fortuna
I
asked.
promise it, stranger.
Oh, das ist nett von dir, danke.
The attack has begun! The king must be saved!
Attack from where? Which king?
What?
Identify yourself, stranger.
I'm even. Who are you?
I am Nishka, and I used to protect somebody important, I think. A ruler, maybe? Before the war. Oh, Even, you sweet child. You can't keep clinging to the past. The king's dead and gone now for years, don't you remember?
Right.
What? How did you know my name? What? I've never seen you before in my life. The king! Protect the king from danger!
Ja, Zeit zu gehen.
Boy, I can't wait to get back home. But I can't get back home without knowing the way. Or can I?
Bernie.
Oh, hey, mister. Do you know the way to one... oh, wow. You want a hug? Okay.
Wow, it's
Oh.
cold in here and dark too.
Ist das ein Wanna-Suite, was wir dann erkennen würden? Ich frage mich, ob da hinten noch was ist. Was gibt's denn diesmal? Eine Storypage, 8 Karten und 6 Sidequests. Was ist hier in dieser Gasse? Ah, ein bisschen Geld. Okay. So, not super important, but we take it. Ich finde halt, diese Decks sind echt vergleichsweise klein. Ich meine, klar, wenn du mehr Karten hast, dann ziehst du die auch seltener. Von dem her macht es auch nicht Sinn, die super groß zu machen. Die will nicht mit uns reden. Das stinkt offenbar. Das sagt gar nichts, wenn wir da reingehen. Ich hätte wieder einen Spruch erwartet. Hast du was zu sagen? Nope. Okay, hello there. Have you seen any kids?
Alive? I thought I saw one running around here recently. A young lad, boxy clothing.
That's my friend. Where is he now?
Can't rightly say, unfortunately. But you'd better find him quick, before the SHADOWMAN does.
Who is the SHADOWMAN?
Everyone knows about the SHADOWMAN, child. Especially children out all alone.
Und wir wissen alle mal ganz schön gut Bescheid, was alle hätten wissen sollen. Aber gut, wir sind ja auch kein Freetowner. Wahrscheinlich würde man das wissen, wenn man aus Freetown wäre. Okay, more money. Hello, good sir. Have you seen any kids?
Never run around here unsupervised. That's what the SHADOWMAN ensures. All I know is that if a kid's missing, the SHADOWMAN's probably got him. As well they should. You should be afraid, child.
Okay, so wir müssen den SHADOWMAN machen. So, Streetlight Terminal. Aber hier haben wir eine Hauptquest. Have you seen any kids?
Leave me alone. I'm busy.
Please, it's important.
Well, good
I'm
luck
busy
with that,
too.
stranger. If there's a kid running around unattended, the SHADOWMAN probably has him by now. Oh, you really are in over your head. Oh, you are clever, but I don't know him. Nobody does. If you stay a spell, all Margarine Took can tell you about him.
Please do.
The SHADOWMAN. He was born in the time of the first nightmare, and he lives on to this day. But not like you or I. He lives in the walls of Mulgrew Alley. And he can always see you, but you can only see him when it's dark. Snuff out the lights in Mulgrew Alley, and you'll find him there, waiting. But be warned, child. It may be the last thing you see.
So he's a ghost?
If he were merely a ghost, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Goodbye. I do not think we will see each other again.
Okay, wir müssen Licht ausmachen. Haben wir schon mal was gelernt.
You want to know about the SHADOWMAN?
Sure, was hast du zu wissen?
Know about the SHADOWMAN. The SHADOWMAN comes when 19th day. He'll come and take your child away. And you might cry, and you might pray. But the SHADOWMAN comes when 19th day. He don't like shine, and he don't like sun. He'll come out the walls when the daylight's done. Snuff out Mullygrow Alley's lights. Then you best run, for the last night of the SHADOWMAN has begun. Sounds to me like you're fixin' to go see him. I wouldn't thank me just yet. You want to know about the SHADOWMAN.
Okay, wir müssen also Licht ausmachen. Okay, da vorne müsste wohl, wenn ich die Map richtig sehe, gerade ein Quest sein. Du gehst mal dahin, Dicey. Hier ist noch Geld. Aber dann können wir das abschießen. Oh, okay.
Even suddenly felt like she was being watched. And to tell you the truth, I did too.
Hier gehen also die Lichter aus. Jetzt haben wir natürlich Angst. Da ist der Shadowman. Hey.
Are you the Shadowman?
Oh, er ist vielleicht gar nicht so böse.
Okay, fair enough. Have you seen a little boy? About yay high?
Let me think. This one?
Oh, wow, even is that you? I'm so glad to see you. Can you believe that I'm stuck?
Geil. Can you believe I'm stuck in here? What are you?
Haven't you heard the bedtime stories? I'm what goes bump in the night. I'm what comes for children when they roam a little too far from home. This is what I do. Or what I used to do anyway. Before this silly war.
You think I'm afraid of you?
May be true, but there is another truth. That if you're not afraid now, you'll soon learn to be.
Let Burn go.
Now, I won't be letting him go. I believe you'd call that leverage.
This is kidnapping.
You'd know not to insult someone who's holding all the cards. Or in this case, children.
Aber ich habe die Cards dafür.
You don't have what I need.
What will you trade for?
You have, child. And I suspect nothing you can bring me.
I'm tougher than you look.
That remains to be seen. But perhaps you're right. I want the same thing all of us want here. Peace.
Peace.
I want the triplets war to end. Oh, I'm not. I'm the creature that moves in the dark type. But people only truly fear things that move in the dark during peace. During war, they are surrounded by greater threats all day long. And so nobody fears the SHADOWMAN anymore. Life is the greater horror. And they have overindulged, forgotten me. If you want me to give you Bernard, then I want you to change that.
How?
I don't care how. I don't care about anything even, except being feared by everyone again. I've watched you. I know you're a dice wielder.
Yeah, it's just a dog costume and...
Don't insult me with your bloody lies. They may work on the living, but you can't deceive the Shadow Man. You alone carry the power to affect the arenas and those giant robots. Figure it out, or you will never see your precious Bernard or any other child I choose to take again. Without peace, there will be no boy, no hope, and you will never see your sister again.
Oh, ist ganz schön gut Bescheid, ey. How do you know about that?
For you, there are currently more important questions at stake. Go, even. Bernie's fate rests on your tiny shoulders, and my hunger won't be held at bay forever.
To save Bernard from the wretched Shadow Man, Even had to end Threedom's civil war. It was a hard task, an impossible task, but she wasn't going to let her friend die. The first thing she needed was information. Perhaps some of the locals would be willing to share what they knew.
Okay. Die haben nichts mehr zu erzählen. Ich dachte vielleicht jetzt, weil wir den Shadowman getroffen haben, haben sie noch mal was. Ja, hartes Leben für ihn, ey. War der mal der most feared guy?
Completely mad. Have you seen Nishka? That poor woman. Completely mad.
Ja, Nishka haben wir getroffen. Das war die leicht... Aber offenbar sollen wir nochmal mit Nishka reden.
You, I remember you. We've spoken
Oh,
before,
sie erinnert sich.
haven't we? No, I don't remember much, and I'm sorry. What did you want?
How did this war start?
The children, the 3 children, they, well, something happened.
Did you kill the king?
No, I was there to protect him. I was his bodyguard, and he was betrayed. We were betrayed. Done wrong by someone who wasn't supposed to be there.
Aber wer? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it was such a shame, I'm sorry, I forgot what we were talking about. Hello? Do I know you? The children of the king. Such beautiful babies. They grew up into such wonderful young men and women. The Duke, the Baroness, and the Count. Such a gift. The entire royal court was so... The court was so... I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't remember.
Tell me about the Count.
He's paranoid, capricious, and fearful. But his heart's in the right place. He once accused me of trying to assassinate him just because I tried to get him to finish his vegetables. We all had a lovely laugh about it later. Or at least, I think we did.
The Baroness?
She's tough as nails. Tough as cannons, really. Duty-bound and haughty, but she can back it up. And woe be to those who cross her. She once aimed a cannon at me to stop me from giving her a bath. The only thing that impresses her is war.
Okay, und was ist der
I
Duke
wouldn't call
so?
him a glutton for life, more of a bon vivant. He loves all the finer things. He's baroque, decadent, you might say spoiled, but I'd say he's really more cultured. He once told me his goal was to eat every animal in the kingdom, all in one single dish. He achieved it a week later, and said the dish was as delicious as it was disappointing. Oh, that's
Klingt
very
ja nach dem
nice.
besten Gericht
You're
ever,
a
wenn du
nice
so
guy.
Schwein, Rind, Hühnchen, alles zusammen hast.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that these days I don't remember things as well as I used to. I have moments where I can see things so clearly, and then poof. But there have been times where an object reminds me of things, holding an important artifact that reminds me of a person or an event. That could bring it all back. Can you find these objects for me? One for each triplet. That could bring it all back. Oh, and if you could find the murder weapon that killed the king, I could remember that too. I feel certain of it. I'm sorry, find what? What were we talking
What?
about? Oh, if only I could remember.
Yeah, but I have to go anyways.
That platform reminds me.
Oh, kann ich jetzt den Dong machen?
Warn travelers about something. I'm supposed to say something very, very important. Oh well, it's probably fine, and we should all stop worrying about it.
Ja, das klingt alles sehr safe. Na gut. Hier scheint ja nicht mehr zu sein. Das heißt... Wir würfeln. Mit 3. Oh oh. Haben wir damit den Roboter aktiviert? Bam! Die andere Seite deiner Waffe ist wirkungsvoller, ne? So als Tipp. Oh. The battlefield is open.
At which Dicey affected the world. Even was surprised to find herself feeling a little bit frightened of him. How could someone so small and innocent contain so much untamed power? And now, even suddenly felt like she had the world on her shoulders. Could she solve the mystery of the king's murder?
Okay, wir haben noch ein bisschen Geld gefunden, ne? Ja, kaufen wir nochmal so ein Schild. Dann kaufen wir nochmal das. Oh, okay. So. Das heißt, wir können jetzt zum Battlefield aufbrechen. The Sword Bridge. Okay, hier haben wir the Trenches, the Duke Domain, the Barons, the Count's Domain. So, hier sind wir jetzt wohl, was alles verbindet. Aber damit würde ich sagen, Dankeschön wieder fürs Zuschauen. Und hier machen wir nächste Folge weiter. Hören uns die Nebenquests an und dann schauen wir mal, was hier abgeht. Somit, ja, danke, haut rein, ciao, ciao.